Welcome to the Downtown, brought to you by Arlington Citizen Media. I am Rody John, and to my left is...
Amy, and to my left is not Daryl, because Daryl is self-quarantined and enjoying time with his family right now.
We'll see you later, Daryl. On our show today, we talked to Anthony Andro about Do It For Durrett, the charitable organization founded in honor of Richard Durrett, a longtime Texas Rangers rider, about how they started, their mission, and their annual fundraising event.
We also sit down with Dylan from the woods at Dunlop, a BMX riding spot at Dunlop Park, to talk about the history of the woods and what it means to have a volunteer-driven place just for BMX riders here in Arlington.
Anthony Andro, a board member for the Do It For Durrett Foundation. How are you today?
Great. Thanks for having me on.
No problem.
Absolutely.
So tell us about the foundation's namesake, the DFW sports writer Richard Durrett. How did the legacy carry through to be a mission for the organization?
Well, Richard was a Metroplex sports writer, and we all covered the Rangers together. Richard was at ESPN at the time. I was at Fox. Jeff Wilson was at the Star-Telegram. Emily Jones was with Fox Sports Southwest. And Richard and I we were all friends. Press box, small place.
Right.
You travel together, you spring training together, and all that kind of stuff. And in June of, I guess it's been 5 years now. Richard died. Richard's 42 years old. He was married, 2 children. His wife was pregnant with their third. Richard hadn't even told a lot of people that.
Wow.
He was running to help his sister-in-law out. He collapsed and died. And that was tough for everybody. It was tough for the Rangers. They were in Oakland when it happened. They were pretty upset about it because we see these guys, we saw those guys on a daily basis. So we just wanted to do something, and it started with an event for Richard's family, for Richard's wife, Kelly, who's now on our board with us. And we did our first event at Billy Bob's. It wasn't called the Do It For Durrett Foundation at the time. It was just a benefit to help Richard's family. And I think we ended up raising about $400,000 that night.
Wow.
That's awesome.
We had a surprise concert. We couldn't announce who was going to be out there because of radio rights and stuff like that. But we had Casey Donahue, we had Randy Rogers, and we had Wade Bowen when it happened. And after that, we sat down with Kelly and John Daniels, the GM of the Rangers, and we talked about how do we keep this going. And we decided we formed the Do It For Durrett Foundation, which is it's a licensed 501(c) nonprofit. And our goal is to help families impacted by sudden loss. And we didn't know what to expect when we did our first event, which was at Globe Life Park, I guess. Yeah, the old place.
Right.
And we ended up raising about, nearly $200,000 that night. And so what we do is we help families impacted by sudden loss, whether it's giving them money to pay bills, funeral expenses, whatever. And so in the 6 years, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be 6 years this summer. Since we started, we've raised over $1.2 million.
Wow.
And we've helped more than 120 families. I think we're helping, we agreed on helping another family this week. Just, through the hard times. We don't want families to have to focus on money when they've got bigger things to worry about. So if we can write a check, we don't ask what you're doing with it. We don't care. We trust the people are nominated. They send it through an email to us, or they just reach out to us, and we help whatever we can. We don't like to say no. We've kind of expanded it. At Christmas, we help families. We pick about a dozen families and just say, hey, send us your story and what's going on, and we try to help out as much as we can. We've got really, really, really good support. Every year we've done it at the ballpark. This year with the new ballpark, they don't have the area that we can use. The Rangers Foundation, Texas Rangers Foundation, has been great for us. The Rangers have been great for us. But this year they're still part with us. But we decided to branch out, and we thought about where to go. And a place I go in Arlington a lot, good or bad, is the legal draft. And, and I talked to Emily about it, and I talked to the board guys, our members of our board, and we're like, hey, let's talk to legal. And from the morning we started it till the afternoon, it was all set.
Right.
It was,
Wow.
we got with Greg
That's
at Legal
so great.
Draft. It was boom, 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 boom. event. Legal Draft has been awesome to us about our event, so we're really excited about this one.
Yeah, they're really great about just having just different events there, just anything they can do to help with the community.
Yeah, it seems like it's become really like a big community hub, like a place for lots of events to happen. We talked to them actually yesterday. Y'all talked to them yesterday.
We talked to them yesterday.
And Greg's an Aggie, so that's good too. So.
So why does your foundation feel so passionately about that specific point in the grieving process?
Well, we don't think when we decided to do it, we didn't think there was a lot of things out there in that niche. I mean, you don't. It's not something you think about. And in the immediate aftermath, I remember the day Richard died. I remember Emily calling me. I was at my house in Arlington, and she was crying a lot, and she's like, "Anthony, say it's not true," and I'm like, Emily, it's true. Jeff Wilson had called me. He was in Oakland when it happened. Richard wasn't on that road trip. He was going to meet his family. He's going to pick up the rest of the road trip. He's going to meet his family at Disneyland because that's the kind of dork Richard was a dork. Oh, my God. Biggest dork you ever met. I mean, he liked ice dancing. And, I mean, Richard was so weird. When we went to spring training, Richard rented a Volkswagen like the Beetle, and he asked me to get in that car. I'm like, Richard, we cannot. We're in a press parking lot with where all these players are parking lot. Richard, I cannot get in that car. He didn't care. He wore it, and so it's just the kind of guy he was. But that's just not something a lot of people think of.
Yeah.
And so, it's with sudden loss. I mean, there's no. Obviously, any loss is bad, but if you know something's going to happen, you can prepare for it.
Yeah.
But when you're not prepared for it, the things that you're not prepared for, you don't know to be prepared for. So we kind of just can step in and say, hey, don't worry about that kind of stuff. Don't worry about your mortgage. We'll take care of the next 3 months mortgage. You focus on what you got to focus on. So it's been really cool. We get a lot of people that don't know about us, and it's the greatest phone calls and the most random phone calls. When you call them, hey, I'm Anthony Andro with the Do It For Durrett Foundation, and you were nominated, and we want to help you. And they're like, who? And they're like, is this really legit? And I'm like, yeah. And like, well, what do you need from us? And well, we heard your story and all that kind of stuff, and basically we need your address, and we're going to send you a check. And they're like, that's it? And there are no strings attached. We don't ask anything of you.
Right.
So we do that, and we normally between $5,000 and $10,000 is what we do. And then for our big event, our annual event, we give a family $50,000.
Wow.
So this year we haven't our June 25th event. We haven't picked our family yet. We're still ironing out not details. I mean, we know when, where, what we're doing, and stuff like that. But we just more finer details because the ticket process is going to be a little different this year because the Rangers actually gave me physical tickets for the last few years, and I would mail them out. So we're going to have to walk through some things. But well, the good thing is we're almost 4 months away, so we're still in pretty good shape there. But yeah, it's just a thing that no one thinks about that we're lucky we can think about.
So you mentioned that you had surpassed $1.2 million in donations. When you started this foundation, did you think you'd ever reach this size?
Oh God, no. We didn't know we'd make it through the first year just because we don't. I mean, we all have full-time jobs. Our budget is annually. We probably don't spend out of our pockets. Well, out of our pockets we spend money, but our bar tab for our event is our biggest expense every year, and to take care of our VIPs. Other than that, it's really. Our silent auction items are all donated. Our live auction items are all donated, and it gets some crazy stuff because a lot of these guys still know Richard, and it speaks to him. It's a baseball driven event because we have former Rangers who know Richard. So Mitch Moreland is with the Red Sox.
Oh, yeah.
Hey Mitch, what can you do? He'll send us everything from the Red Sox. Derek Holland, wherever Derek Holland is, Derek Holland takes it on like he is he's our Pittsburgh Pirates guy. He was our San Francisco Giants guy. He was our Chicago White Sox guy. Wherever he is, I'll get you whatever you need. Willie Mays stuff comes in from Derek.
That's
and
awesome.
Ron Washington, Wash, the old Rangers manager. Wash is our National League Do It For Durrett guy. Wash will go up to players. Hey, man, I need this. and they'll just do it for Wash.
I mean, how are you going to say no to Wash?
Yeah,
really?
no, you can't. You can't. And Wash loved Richard.
Right.
So, and again, it goes back to our foundation thrives because of the people who know Richard and they know the story. It's great, and because it was a media thing, we were able to get a lot of publicity early on. So we did TV, we've done Star Telegram's done stories on us. Everybody's done stories on us locally, and Richard worked for ESPN, so ESPN did stuff. And it's really cool, the community we have, and there's so many people that support us. We're really, really fortunate.
So we have a segment on the show called the Tournament of Toppings. We try to find the best pizza in Arlington. What is your favorite pizza place in Arlington?
Let's see. I like what is Old School right
Yeah.
here.
Yep,
Yeah, I like Old School. Their cheeseburger pizza.
Oh yeah,
that's really good. My wife and I had our birthday party at Legal. It's shocking. And we had 20 pizzas sent to from Old School over to Legal. So
Very nice.
that was good. That's really good.
That's the pizza I used at my wedding. Actually.
Yeah, it was.
When I got
And
married,
you
that's what
can't
we
beat
used.
Nizza, but I mean Nizza pizza is a completely different kind of
Yeah,
pizza.
sure.
But
Yeah, absolutely.
I think Old School is pretty solid pizza.
Yeah.
So how many families are you guys able to help each year?
It just depends really what our budget is because how we have on our account because if we have $10,000 in our account, that's great. We fluctuate what we have in our account, but we normally help at least a family a month, so probably 12 to 15. And then at Christmas, we help another dozen. And the normal ones, Christmas are smaller. Like this last year, I went to, there's a family in Crowley. The grandmother was raising the kids, and they didn't have anything for Christmas. So I went to the teacher at their elementary school. She gave me their Christmas list. That's the most fun I've ever had at Christmas. I went to Target. I was buying Xboxes and all these kind of things. Didn't care about price.
Right.
I wasn't looking for sales or anything like that. It was more rewarding doing that than anything I've done at Christmas. Sorry for my son; he's probably not going to like to hear that. But it was fun, and then wrapped them up and delivered them to school. And I wasn't there when the kids got them, but when you can help out a family like that, that's pretty cool. And that was that probably was our 20 or so last year, so that was good.
Wow.
So yeah, we've done a pretty good job, and we have our auction items are great. And last year we raised $168,000 at our main event. Our golf tournament raised us another $15,000. We were part of the North Texas Giving Day, so we probably pull in a little over $200,000 a year that we can turn back around and help families with.
That's so great.
Yeah.
So if people wanted to donate to the foundation, how do they do that?
Yeah, we have a website, and there's the little call to action button up on the right. It's Do It For Durrett, which is DOITFORDURRETT.com. And we'll have all our event stuff up there. And you can follow us on Twitter at Do It For Durrett. We've got a pretty good following there. And you can always, if you see Emily or Jeff Wilson or John Daniels, not that JD's like wandering around anytime, or Kelly or anybody, you can just talk to them. And Ashley Ornisi, who's our newest board member, we added her last year because she helps with our auctions because our auctions get pretty insane. And so Ashley runs those, so it works out pretty well that way.
So do you have any events coming up?
Yeah, our big event is we have a golf tournament April 6th at the Cowboys Golf Course. And again, we're fortunate with the Rangers. There's a company called Next Step Recruiting that wanted to 2 years ago, they started a golf tournament, and they wanted to benefit a local charity. So they chose us the first year.
That's great.
And then they were like, well, we're not going to change charities. We want to just keep helping
do
y'all.
this.
And so the Rangers, actually, I work with the Rangers, and they get former Rangers players to come out there.
Okay.
And last year we were at the Rangers golf course. This year we're going to be at the Cowboys golf course. So Next Step Recruiting has that one. So if you just Google Next Step Recruiting, it's on there. And then, of course, our big event, June 25th. I'll give y'all some of the details. We've got a cool band coming that I'm not ready to announce, but if you like rock, it's pretty good. Classic rock, it's really good. The name, the front man is pretty popular. We normally have some surprise guests. Like last year, Josh Abbott just showed up.
Oh, wow.
He didn't play. He just wanted to hang out. You know, Casey Donahue, Randy Rogers, they've all come to our events. We have a lot of former players who come to our events. Colby Lewis has been great. Darren Oliver has been great. And then we're gonna have some barbecue. Everybody's gonna get barbecue at the event. We're gonna sell 260 tickets. What's that barbecue place that just opened? Oh yeah,
that's such a good place.
They're catering their event.
Oh, that's so awesome.
We're gonna that's fun for us, and we won't have to mess with food. It's better than the ballpark food.
That's true.
Nothing against the Rangers because they do a great job for us. Rangers, we love Rangers.
Plus, there's new food now, so who knows?
Right. Yeah, well, I know they got food tasting Wednesday. That's gonna be fun. So it's we're really, really fortunate because we've got really great community support and we have really cool auction items. So our auctions normally raises on those nights about $80,000 or $90,000.